Up next, I'm going to do a video, a new series where I go over basic perfume fragrance terms that everyone should know, especially for those of you who are just getting into the fragrance and perfume world and just kind of learning and trying to figure everything out. There's a lot of terms and words that get thrown around that maybe you don't understand. So I'm going to do a whole series. And I'm going to start out with this first video of the 10 kind of basic terms you need to learn, and then I'll do a second video with another 10, but stay tuned because the first 10 are coming up next. Welcome back everybody to Joel the Nose. And again, the title of this video or the topic of this video is kind of an educational video of I've never seen something done like this before, covering the basic terms of fragrance. And for a lot of you, this is going to be a video that you may not even want to watch because, you know, a lot of you guys obviously know all these terms inside and out. But you know what? A lot of people don't. And I want this channel to be not only for the seasoned perfume fragrance aficionado, but also for people who are just getting into it. I want everyone here to feel welcome. And so sometimes I think we take for granted, or I do, you're throwing around terms and words that maybe not everyone understands. So I'm going to start off with 10, and I'll do a second video with another 10, and then we'll take it from there and see how you guys like it. All right? First video, let's go. First term, the word perfume, or in French, parfum. That actually refers to all essentially what you consider fragrances, meaning what in America men refer to as cologne, and they refer to typically cologne for men, perfume for women. Perfume really is all fragrances. And we use kind of the word fragrance. I use the word fragrance a lot because sometimes, again, there's a connotation that perfume means feminine. Perfume, from the French origins of fragrance, it refers to all things. So if you're a man and you walk in and you want to go to get a fragrance for yourself, you would actually be getting a perfume or a parfum. All right, so perfume refers to everything that you would wear in your skin that you want to smell good, essentially in the fragrance industry. Number two, and this kind of goes into the next term, cologne. Cologne in the United States typically refers, most men think of cologne as something that only men wear, and it refers to essentially in perfume for men. It actually, cologne is actually a classification of perfume or fragrance that was originated from Cologne, Germany. That's where it was invented. And it's typically a very light, citrusy fragrance. Cologne is going to be the least concentrated of the different perfume levels. So it's going to be very light. It's not going to last very long on your skin. It's usually only going to have a few percentage points, like less than 5% concentration, maybe 3 to 5% concentration of perfume oils in. The rest would be then alcohol, perfumer's alcohol. So it's very light. Going on to term number 3 would be eau de toilette, or EDT. That's going to be your next level up above cologne as far as concentration levels. Again, going to be a little bit lighter concentration. Going to be typically going to be not lasting as long on your skin because it's going to be less concentration oil. The range, some people say 5 to 10%. Those numbers, interestingly, are not set in stone. Each company has a different idea and classification of what is an EDT or an EDP. But for these terms today, an eau de toilette is the next level up above cologne as far as concentration level. Third, or actually the fourth term, and this would be your next classification up, would be EDP, or eau de parfum. Eau de parfum. That is going to be typically what most fragrances are today, especially in the niche world. That's going to be a higher concentration level than EDT, maybe typically somewhere in the 15% range. Again, that number, 15% of perfume oil to alcohol. That's going to last longer in your skin. Going to typically maybe give you better projection, but definitely it's going to typically last longer in your skin because it has a higher concentration of oil. EDP, or eau de parfum. And then next you have, and I'm going to kind of, this is going to be my fifth term, is I'm going to call parfum. Okay, so that's not eau de parfum, this is parfum, not perfume, parfum. P-A-R-F-U-M. That's going to be typically probably above 20%. Concentration, that is going to be your strongest. That's going to be typically your most expensive. Okay? Some companies call Perfume the same as what I would call, and I'm going to call it a separate term, my number 6 definition, which is extrait. You can sometimes hear it called extrait Perfume or just extrait. And I typically think of that something like that. That's going to be your highest level. That's going to be maybe above 30%, somewhere up to 53%. For example, like Interlude 53 from Amouage, which is going to be 53%. That's going to be, I would consider, an extrait. Again, some companies classify Perfume and extrait as the same. There's no specific, locked-in rule on that, but just to know the terms, so you when you hear them thrown out there by people or by companies, you know what you're talking about. That's going to be your highest level of concentration oil, the longest lasting on your skin, and by far the most expensive. All right, let's go to, I guess, what would this be? My number 7. The number 7 definition, that is going to be top notes. So if you hear the word top notes described, that is describing, it refers to the most volatile notes of a fragrance. Those are going to be usually citrus notes like orange blossom, neroli, lemon. These are going to be typically notes that you smell first in a fragrance, okay? And they because they're most volatile, they evaporate the most quickly on your skin. It's very scientific. So they're going to evaporate the most quickly, and you're going to smell them the most quickly, but they're also not going to last long, maybe 30 minutes, maybe 45 minutes, and then those are going to be typically gone off your skin. So a fragrance is typically composed of 3 levels: your top notes, and then I'm going to go to number 8 definition, and that is going to be your mid notes. Mid notes or heart notes, they're kind of viewed, that term is used interchangeably, and that's going to be typically more of your floral notes like jasmine or rose, those typical notes, and that is going to be something that is going to last on your skin. After the top notes dry off, your progression of your fragrance goes into your mid or heart notes, and that's going to be somewhere maybe around an hour to 2 hours, maybe a little bit longer on your skin, and that kind of gives it the heart, the real richness of the fragrance. And that helps bind the top notes with your base notes, okay? And that's going to be my 9th term here today, and the third in the progression of notes on your skin. So you start with your top notes, you go to your mid or heart notes, and then you go to your base notes. Base notes are going to be your least volatile, okay? Meaning they evaporate the most slowly on your skin. Those are going to be typically notes like oud or cedar or vanilla. A lot of times you're more woody notes, and these are going to be notes that you're not going to typically smell until after a few hours on your skin, and they're going to last the longest. Sometimes upwards of 7, 8, 9, 10 hours, sometimes even more, but those are going to be the ones that give longevity to your fragrance that you're wearing. So again, top notes, middle notes or heart notes, base notes when you hear those terms. And then lastly, I'm going to go for my 10th definition today. And again, this is just kind of going over some basic terms. My 10th definition would be what we call juice. If you've ever heard the term, how does that juice smell, or what does the juice look like in the bottle, that is referring to the perfume or the fragrance, whatever you want to call that, that's in the bottle. All right, so you have the juice. There's a lot of people say, hey, that's great juice. They're not referring to juice that you drink. Again, for a lot of you, you know these terms, but I want to really kind of get out the common terms that are used in our everyday perfume world. And those are the first 10 that I will be discussing. I will be doing a second video where I do another 10. And again, depending on how you guys like it, I'll go on even further. I like these series. I like this because these are different types of videos. Thank you guys for watching. Again, this is JoelTheNose. If you haven't already subscribed and you find this useful or valuable, please subscribe. And your support really matters to me and keeps me going. Thank you guys again. Hope you're all having a great day. Peace and love.